Concern over mass immigration isn't just because of the steady tick of high-profile attacks committed by a minority of fanatics. A report in the Daily Mail this week revealed that Labour are housing illegal immigrants in 220 hotels across the country. The numbers in the report are staggering. There are at least 36,000 migrants housed in these hotels. That's an increase of over a fifth since the election, and it's costing the taxpayer several £billion a year, and that amount is going up. And this is despite Labour's manifesto pledge to end asylum hotels, saving the taxpayer billions of pounds. Every part of the UK now has at least one hotel housing migrants. This is part of Labour's Operation Scatter, which pledges to spread migrants around the country. Angela Rayner said that this was to ensure each part of the country took their fair share of the migrants. But I'm not sure there is a fair share when it's something that people haven't asked for. But is there an ulterior motive here? Migrants tended to conglomerate in cities, but cities have diverse populations which already vote Labour. Labour know that when the migrants are settled and registered to vote, they tend to vote Labour. By pushing migrants out to every part of the country, are Labour pushing them into Tory constituencies and thus tilting the electoral arithmetic and making those areas more likely to switch from Tory to Labour? Now, integration to the communities they've been dumped in isn't going too smoothly either. According to the Daily Mail, a video posted online shows two signs in one hotel lobby warning migrants not to touch children without the permission of their parents. I mean, how about maybe just not touching children at all? I'm a parent. I don't want to have that conversation. I don't want to be asked by a migrant in a hotel if they can touch my children. And who are the parents saying, yes, go right ahead, touch my children? Now, do you think, Nicholas, do you think Operation Scatter is going to backfire? Because, I mean, I was up in Dumfries recently, which is where I grew up, and they've got a migrant hotel there now, and it's been causing some ructions. They had to tell, I think the police had to go up and tell the people running the migrant hotel not to, to tell them not to come down and hang around outside the school and various things. Not that, I'm suggesting anything untoward was going on, but just because it was, some of the children found it intimidating. So it's suddenly, thrust this issue into the lives of people who previously were really removed from it.
Absolutely. I mean, how about not importing hundreds of thousands of people with values which are at best very different, at worst totally incompatible and hostile towards ours? And again, this is a European problem. The situation in Germany is, again, the gift of Angela Merkel, which keeps giving what she did in 2015, opening the floodgates of immigration, saying, oh, we can make it. And the results are quite clear.
With good intentions. She wanted to, provide solace to these people fleeing.
Well, we can give her the benefit of doubt, but it was a very unwise move. And the point is, as you were pointing out, democracy has totally lost meaning because they are not abiding by the rules of the game. They know that people of some minimum degree of sanity don't vote for them anymore, so they import their voters. Why do you think the Democrats in the US opened the floodgates of immigrants from southern border? Because they hope to amnesty all of these, and then creating this sort of political clientelism, gain future voters for themselves.
Which is completely correct, but what I find weird about this is most of this happened under the Conservatives, who weren't going to be voted for. I mean, it just seems, were they just incompetent? Were they politically suicidal? I don't understand.
They just wanted to push up GDP, and then it makes it look like the economy's doing well. But Operation Scatter is going to be a massive backfire. I love it because what's happening is all contained in London and Birmingham and the big cities. So these migrant hotels are very inconspicuous. I see them around, but most people are not aware. But I see lots of migrants hanging around outside hotels. It's much more obvious if it's in a small rural village or a small town. And now, I'm glad about this, it's spilling over. It's not contained in the cities. There's so many migrant men now that it's literally spilling over into towns and into the rural areas. And now suddenly all these people who used to like to vote Lib Dem and all this, and, oh, I love immigration because they're not anywhere near it, are freaking out now. Fabulous. Let's get on with Operation Scatter. Let's do it.
It sounds like it is going to backfire on them. Well, coming up, we will assess the week's winners and losers.